Well, hello there. It is KT Lee Lee. And how are you doing? How are you doing? Anyway, I always say we the shit. We walk on tissue paper. How about that? Anyway, um, I'm just on YouTube today because we have some stuff going on in Oakland. Some protesters, they were saying something um, about home loans and police brutality and home loans, and what else they were fighting for. I've been following it, but they got some weird looking people down there. I love that all those them people came together. Um, they're fighting for, the rich people. They call the 1%. Um, they don't help out, and their taxes are very low. Why the low class people are suffering, and taxes are extremely high. Rent is extremely high. Um, they don't teach people how to own. Oh, our schools and stuff. Yes, very important. Um, they have teachers down there fighting for even leaving, even leaving work for this situation. I believe that everyone should reach one, teach one. They have a lot of funny people down there. They're fighting for something, and people are destroying stuff. They have businesses down there, as well as any other kind of businesses down there. And I do feel like that's not right, for someone to put their money into feeding their families and giving the public what they need and want, and then you turn around and tear it up. I don't think that will get a good result from anybody. They were in City Hall today, and they had a discussion about the top dogs, and the top dogs. Um, yeah, they have a lot of people that really don't care. Um, I see homeless people all the time. To me, down with the protesters. Okay, the protesters came. They came and camped out. Okay, they start feeding homeless people and stuff like down there where they can gather a crowd. Because if you followed the news, they really didn't know what they were fighting for at first. First, it started for home loans, then it went to police brutality, then it went to schools and stuff, and health insurance, which is right because nobody can really afford health insurance or even schools. They're building more prisons, and in the prisons, they have all the job labor. Um, if you even look on YouTube, you can see, I think was it YouTube? I don't know what program that was that I was watching, but they have like automobile makers, painters, plumbing, forms, fish forms, all type of stuff in prison, and it's cutting people out from jobs that's outside of the walls. Um, huh. Oh man, it's just crazy. Um, I think that they do need to build some type of budget um, for resources that are available. And regardless of if a person have, I think they need some type of classes or something for the youth nowadays, because they have a lot of youth that's in the streets. Mothers been on drugs and stuff like that, and people need to help them. And it's a lot of people that need help out here. Everywhere in the world. I mean, they have drug problems, and um, they putting everybody on these medicated drugs and stuff like that. When some people need therapy, it's okay to have therapy. Really, I didn't think that. Oh wow, go talk to a therapist. I I just lost my mom, and I was supposed to go see a therapist, and I wish I would have, because I'm going through some stuff right now in my life that I've never would have ever thought that I would be going through. Um, I had some stuff happen to me in Martinez jail, December 10th of 2010, last year. Ever since then, I've been having some people follow me around, listening to me in my house, watching me in the showers, just a whole host of things, putting fake speeding tickets on me, saying they're going to put my address on Twitter. You see crazy, weird people outside my home, people yelling from across the street talking about they're going to give me a case, they're going to have a shooter. We didn't even came in the house, and we knew the lights were off, and when we come in, the bathroom light is on. I'm like, oh my God, people all in your house. Sneaky though, sneaky. They got your neighbors working against you. Every time we go outside, when the neighbors walk, it's just some weird, crazy stuff. But I looked it up, and it's technology harassment. This is something I would have never ever thought that I would be going through, and I really want to help anybody else that would be going through this. They call them targeted individuals, and I wouldn't ever in a million years ever would have thought that I would have been targeted. Um, it's not a fun feeling, you know. I've moved a couple of times. Um, they put a blackout in one of my neighborhoods, from where the neighborhood that where I'm from. They made a blackout, and through my patio, you could hear a man saying, "Now call Comcast, bitch." And I'm like, "Oh my God!" And it's pitch dark in there. I'm glad that we had candles. So I told my husband we're not going out, and it was like all type of gunfire and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, since we're in this kind of neighborhood, they would try to act like, oh, it's something going on in the neighborhood, and it just be wrote off like because it's low income or something. But the crazy thing is, I moved to a little better neighborhood. So when I moved over here, like within a month of staying here, it was a blackout in just like our section of the house, of the apartments. Um, for a couple of days. The people that listened in my house said that that was a thing for them to come in my house to do something to me. They keep talking about um, people. They hire people to kill me, all type of crazy stuff. I ain't never did nothing to nobody, so I don't be worried about it. But if they can put speeding tickets on a person and make them spend their money up by threatening them, um, they can about do anything. So they threaten me with warrants, search warrants. I go to court. I get let out. I mean, nobody wants me but them. And they say it's never been proven how they do this. Um, I called my probation officer numerous times, my lawyers and stuff, and I tell them. I even have them on recording, talking inside my house, talking about DA officers, prosecutors, and all this type of crazy stuff. Um, yeah, this is real. Um, I had my dog took to be groomed, and they shaved him down to not even a centimeter of hair, maybe a centimeter of hair. I mean, so embarrassing. Like everything they try to do, they try to always like embarrass me or something like that. They can't though. What can you say? I have my own shit. I'm married. What can you say? Nothing. Okay. They talk about people on my rings, people looking at my bracelets, and all this old crazy stuff. They gonna have somebody come in here and rob me and my husband and all this stuff. Only if them people knew who I was. But anyway, um, set my husband up, set my family up, set my friends up, all type of stuff. But some crazy stuff have been happening because I went to the store the other day, and as I'm in the store, I see this guy, and I'm like, he a little weird looking, but I could tell that he didn't want to really get my attention, but he was trying to see who I was. And it dawned on me, like, I'm like, who is this guy? So we're passing, going to the house, and as we're passing by, we see this car lot, and I'm like, oh my God, that's the place where I got my truck from. So while we passing by, all the cars is going off the lot. Like a week ago, they were there. I'm like, oh my God. My husband was like, maybe you should trade in your truck. So when we said after that was said, I didn't even go back to the lot or anything like that. A week or two later, the lot is closed down. So so when I get to the house, I'm like, oh my God, I remembered where I seen the guy from. And I remembered that it was the guy I bought the car from. So I was like, oh my God. And that's not the only thing. Um, they um a metro store I got a metro from in East my mom. When I got the metro from the mall, um, after I finished my program, um, not even a week later, that was closed down and opened totally by some other people. It was the Metro store. It was the car lot. Babe, what else was it? It was the car lot, the Metro store, and what else? Oh, and the tattoo shop. Okay. The tattoo shop is closed down too. I'm like, oh my God. These are in the car lot, the tattoo shop, and the Metro store. So all these things I'm putting together. I'm like, oh my God. So then um some other stuff we have going on with our family and stuff. Now that is depleting for some reason. These people keep saying that they got something to do with that too. They talk about everybody. They say they're gonna kill everybody that they dealing with, that whoever they done came in contact with, excuse me, whoever they done came in contact with, and all that stuff. They threaten us constantly. So I try to stay away from people so I won't have them targeted. Even though these people talk about know my family by name. Oh my God, it's crazy. It's like unbelievable. I wouldn't have never ever thought that this would be happening to me. Um, they were doing something in that jail, and for them to target me like this, they want to keep it hidden. But I feel like if I wouldn't have told nobody, they would have lost me in Pittsburgh because they said at that program that I was precious cargo there, and it was some. I heard some wild stories, and then I had seen a movie called The Condemned, which was about prison people. They had took these prison people to this island, and they all had to fight, and it was like whoever was the last person standing would get to stay home free. And they also have another movie called Death Race. Death Race is where they take people from prison and they make them fight. These are lifers and stuff like that. They make them fight, and whoever is the person that wins supposed to be let go free. But the thing of it, nobody never wins because the masked person they put the masked person is a new person that they put. I mean, they set the guy up. They killed his wife and sent him to jail for it. So he was fighting for his innocence, but but they proved that they couldn't prove that it wasn't him. So he ended up going to jail, and he was a racer. He was a car racer. So they wanted him to race in their they wanted him to race in their race in this death race thing where they had the inmates building these cars with automatic fully automatic guns and stuff like that on there where they could blow up cars and stuff like that. And they were saying that this one racer hasn't never been beat, but the thing of it, this one racer has been changed numerous people. So you